623. Now, when it comes to living on a fixed income, medical insurance is one of the most critical things retirees can spend their money on, and many will soon be paying more. Medicare Part B premiums just officially crossed the $200 mark for the first time. There are some ways to help prevent a surprise increase. Let's welcome back Jason Matthews of Matthews Financial and Insurance Solutions here in Oakland. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So these premiums here, standard Part B premium, now $203, up from $185 at the end of last year. Is this a significant increase?
Yes. So it's a significant increase, and depends on your income. You can hit a big drop where you have to pay a huge amount of increases based off of your income. Okay. So if you hit certain thresholds, you're going to have to pay more in those premiums for your Part B and also on your Part D supplemental plan.
So because I made more, I have to pay more.
Exactly.
And there's a 2-year lag here.
Correct. So right now it's going back 2 years. So in 2026 is based off your 2024 income. So for many people who are in retirement, it's a very big shock when they turn 65. And because you might have been working at 63, now that they're retired, they're like, whoa, why did I have this huge increase? And there's things that they can do to get around that.
Let's talk about it. What do we do?
So one thing you do is if you had a life-changing event, you went through a divorce, you just retired, you switched jobs, at those periods of time, you can fill out a form called SSA 44. That allows you to do a life-changing event. Tell them so you don't have to pay that much in premium based off your last 2 years of income.
Okay.
Another strategy is during those great years between 60 and 62, those are years that you should be thinking about converting over to Roths at that time, because now that money won't count against you for your IRMAA payments down the road.
Got it. And that IRMAA you reference is income-related monthly adjustment amount.
Correct.
Okay. I had to look that up. I don't know too much about Medicare, but I'll tell you I'm not quite a retirement age yet, but I think about it all the time. How should people in their 40s and 50s think about health care costs down the road?
So what they should do is this: if you're healthy, you're young, start using your health savings account. Max it out, because those could pay for your long-term care, for your health insurance down the road. The money you put in there is tax deductible today. Okay. The money grows tax deferred, and when you pull out the money, it's going to be all tax free. So if you allow that money to grow, and don't pull it out while you're working, and you can pay those health insurance costs now and reimburse yourself down the road for those, that's going to help you out tremendously for those lifetime costs of health insurance once you do retire.
It's almost like something I know you and I are doing, the 529 college savings plan, only this is for health.
Yes, and even better because you get the tax deduction on it.
Okay, all right, let's talk about sort of health care in general. I know it can be overwhelming. My husband helped his 90-year-old mother kind of figure out what should we do. It is, you know, it's interesting. I interviewed Dr. Mehmet Oz several months ago at the beginning of the enrollment period, and even he said this can be overwhelming for especially for elderly people.
Correct. So it can be very overwhelming. So there's now that you're helping you out more and more now. You can see, I believe it's Medi-Cal.gov. You tell them what prescriptions to take, how often you take how often you go to the doctor, and it can tell you which plans and who your doctor is, which plan is going to be probably the best for you, no matter if you're a Kaiser, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or whoever that healthcare plan is, to help you figure out what's going to help you figure out what's the best service or care you might need.
You know, I thought about your title, because your title is Matthews Financial and Insurance Solutions, and I think a lot of people understand I have to invest, I can't, you know, live above my means, but how important is insurance to your overall financial picture?
Huge, right? So if something happens to you, look at how much it's going to cost you for those healthcare related costs. So we're just talking about health insurance today. We're not even talking about the long-term care if you ever need care.
A whole other thing. Yeah.
So when you look at it, those are things that could devastate your lifestyle in retirement. So those things always goes hand in hand. Because what you want to do is not just think about your investments, but all the potential risks that can affect you and your lifestyle for you and your loved ones going into retirement.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say, I don't want to like scrimp and save my whole life, and then all of a sudden have to spend every last penny I have just to sort of keep me alive at the end here.
Correct. You want to enjoy those times.
Yeah,
you on vacation and enjoy it yourself.
I will see you with a Mai Tai at the beach. Jason Matthews, it's always fun to connect. Thank you for coming in studio. We will take a short break and be right back.